My daughter was 5 years old when she learned that being someone's favorite could make you a target. I didn't understand that at first. All I knew was that my sister had taken her to buy a birthday gift and returned without her. She walked through my front door alone, carrying the small pink shopping bag my daughter had chosen. My first thought was that something terrible had happened. My sister didn't look frightened. She looked amused. "Oops," she said. I left her at Target. For a second, I couldn't process the words. "Where?" She shrugged. "At the store. She'll be fine." My mother was sitting behind her at the kitchen table. She laughed softly. "Good," she said. "Maybe she'll learn that she doesn't always have to be the center of attention." I stared at them. My daughter was 5. She had never been left alone in a public place before. I wanted to scream. Instead, I asked my sister where exactly she had left her. She gave me the information casually, almost impatiently, as though I were inconveniencing her. I grabbed my keys. When I arrived, an employee was already sitting with my daughter near customer service. She wasn't crying. That somehow made it worse. She was holding the sleeve of her little jacket with both hands. When she saw me, she stood. "Mommy." I knelt down. She climbed into my arms and whispered, "I thought you forgot me." Those words followed me home. My sister apologized eventually, not because she understood what she had done, because everyone became uncomfortable. My mother said I was making too much of it. Children forget things quickly. I looked at my daughter sleeping that night. I remembered the reason my sister had left her. Earlier that week, my father had called my daughter his favorite granddaughter. He had laughed when he said it. My sister had not. She had complained that he always gave my daughter too much attention. My mother had told me I should teach my daughter not to show off around Grandpa. I had ignored it. That was my mistake. I had spent years confusing peace with silence. Whenever my mother made a cutting remark, I changed the subject. Whenever my sister crossed a boundary, I softened it. Whenever someone hurt my feelings, I told myself family was complicated. But now my daughter was learning the same lesson. Stay quiet. Don't attract attention. Don't make people uncomfortable. Don't expect adults to protect you. I couldn't accept that. The next morning, I called my father. He listened without interrupting. When I finished, there was a long silence. Then he asked one question. "Did she really leave her there?" "Yes." Another silence. "I need to speak to your sister." He didn't shout. He didn't threaten anyone. He simply called a family meeting. My mother arrived angry. My sister arrived defensive. My father sat at the table with a folder in front of him. I didn't know what was inside. He did. He had been paying for several family expenses, including my sister's apartment deposit and a vehicle arrangement she relied on. He wasn't taking everything away. He wasn't trying to punish her. He simply changed the terms. "From today," he said, "my money will not be connected to family favoritism." My sister stared at him. He continued calmly. "If you need help, you can ask me. But I will not finance a situation where one child is treated as disposable because another child feels jealous." My mother went pale. For once, she had nothing to say. My sister started crying. But I noticed something. She wasn't crying about my daughter. She was crying because the consequences had finally reached her. That distinction mattered. My father looked at me. I should have noticed sooner. I shook my head. All of us should have. Nobody spoke for several seconds. Then my mother quietly said, "We didn't mean for her to be hurt." I believed her. That was the hardest part. People don't always hurt children because they hate them. Sometimes they hurt them because they are careless. Sometimes because they are jealous. Sometimes because adults become so absorbed in their own feelings that a child's fear becomes an inconvenience. That didn't make it acceptable. Later that evening, my daughter sat beside me on the couch. "Is Grandpa still my favorite?" she asked. I smiled. "He never stopped loving you." She thought about that. "Even when Auntie left me?" "Especially then." She leaned against me. After a moment, she asked, "Was I bad?" I felt something inside me break quietly. "No." I held her closer. "You were never bad for being loved." She didn't answer. She simply rested her head against my shoulder. My relationship with my sister never returned to what it had been. My mother still believed I had overreacted. My sister still insisted she had made a stupid mistake rather than a serious choice. Maybe she believed that. Maybe she needed to. I stopped trying to decide what they should feel. That was another lesson I had to learn. Sometimes protecting your child doesn't mean destroying the people who hurt them. Sometimes it means refusing to keep explaining their behavior away. And sometimes the most important boundary is not the one you announce. It's the one you quietly stop crossing. I had spent years keeping the peace for everyone else. That day, for the first time, I chose my daughter's peace instead.